everyone, and welcome back to episode 15 of our Coordinator Climb series here on Football Coach College Dynasty. Appreciate the support of this series for the past couple weeks. I've been trying to get it to a quicker upload schedule so that we can get through these seasons quicker and not dilly-dally. This video will go up today, obviously, on the 13th, and then Colorado Rockies Rebuild will go live and uploaded to YouTube on Friday, the 14th. That is my plan. May it succeed. But until then, we currently sit through 6 games, a very nice looking 6-0 record. And it's not like we're taking on the easiest teams in the world. Undefeated Tennessee at the time, they're ranked 17. Unfortunately, they have lost 3 straight, so that loss looks a bit worse. Houston, when we beat them, was 3-1. Now they move up to 4-2 and are on the cusp of being ranked. And now, rivalry week is upon us. It is not at the end of the season. It's in week 7, where it has been for all time. And we are facing TCU, currently number 4 in the country, also ranked 6-0. It must be said, their schedule a lot weaker than ours. Their strength of schedule was a 68, ours 46. So we have faced a tougher gauntlet, but nonetheless, the AP voters have declared they should be top 5 and us only top 10. But this is where we sit. We are 6-0, and more impressively, we are currently doing this with a backup quarterback. John Marsh, who was a JUCO guy that the AI signed through auto recruit. For the first 2 games, he looked okay, nothing too much to worry about. But then he suffered a minor leg injury. He still has 2 weeks to come back from that, but we do have the bye, so he'll be back post-bye. But something we do need to figure out is, do we just give Alex Hill, the starting job the rest of the way? So far, in 4 starts, I would say he has been decent. He hasn't particularly blown me away outside of the Houston game, where he only had 5 incompletions through 2 touchdowns. He was very good against Iowa State. The pick kind of sucks, but wasn't that good against Tennessee or BYU. So I think we'll see how he does against TCU. Honestly, I'm kind of leaning to just have him keep the starting job. That way we can redshirt John Marsh, since he's been played in less than 4 games. But that is a problem for future me. Current me is petrified about TCU. They are ranked 7th in the country in offensive talent, 11th in defense, which, as I discussed, Tennessee is without question the toughest defense we played this season. But it looks like TCU's no slouch either. Yeah, 89 overall D lineman. That tracks. Very good. Also, very good linebacking core. Sure. Corners. Sure. 90 overall, 89, whatever. Yeah, so pretty good. Pretty good football team, all things considered. We do have a plethora of injuries right now. If you watched the previous episode, you'll know that our wide receivers were dropping left and right. Cameron Tahir got injured. Hayden Hanna picked up a knock. It wasn't a great time. Amari Escobar, the junior wide receiver, threatened to transfer. We promised him 25 targets on the season to get him to stay. He is currently at 23. So barring an injury, he's going to get that pretty easily, I would say. And then at running back, despite Garrett Weaver's injury, he still is deserving of the number 3 running back spot. Chris Sexton so far has had 8 carries for 58 yards and a touchdown. He hasn't played all that much. He also fumbled against Houston, so no real reason to bump him up the depth chart. But without further ado, Let us begin the slate of games. So, my plan of attack for today, we're going to finish out the regular season. I am operating on an assumption that we're going to be playing in the Big 12 championship game, hopefully, and then make the playoffs. So, we'll see how many games that takes. We have TCU away and then 4 straight home games: UCF, UC, New Mexico, and Texas Tech before finishing at West Virginia. TCU is favored by 10.5. That is a bold spread. TCU also has 10 recruits visiting, including an A-plus potential 4-star linebacker they're behind on. So if we beat them, we'll get Morris, which will be nice. So far in the sim, TCU has had Baylor's number almost every single year. I am 0 for 3 against them, so it's not been a great time to be a Baylor fan when TCU is on the schedule. But here's hoping we can fix that. TCU won the toss. They elected to receive. Let us see how the defense can do on this first drive. Well, they're in the red zone after 6 plays, and they have a touchdown on the 7th. So not our defense's brightest hour. But no matter, we are going to try a lot of chew clock today, a lot of short passes just to keep their offense off the field if we can. 19-yard completion to get the 3rd down. That'll play. 3rd and 7. I do not want levels. I want Z shallow cross. Incomplete. 51-yarder. He's not going to make it. I'm going to be bold, and we're going to go for it on 4th down. Some have called me a madman. They're probably right. We do not get it. I mean, that's fine. Odds are there. You punt, it's a touchback. They get 14 yards. With how our defense is playing, I don't think that would have mattered. There we go. They hold them to a field goal. Let's see if we can get something going offensively. 3rd and 4. Fair enough. Slants. Elliot Paul gets me 12. Thank you, sir. We're driving a bit. We're moving. We're shaking. Sammy got me 1 yard when I needed 1. Fair enough. All right, end of the first quarter, we have done nothing really offensively. And again, 49-yarder is essentially Rory's range. I'm going to go for it on 4th and 5. This is how we're going to, if we beat TCU, it's going to have to be this. No dice. All right. We are 0 for 2 on 4th down today. And defense gets a pick. That'll do. Tristan Pitts picks him off at the 1. Yeesh. That'll do. Bubble screen. You know, Amari, you can't threaten to transfer, complain about targets, and then when you get targets, fumble the ball. Like, that's not how this works. And they missed the field goal. Oh, no. TCU. What happened? As Noah Block finally gets a completion. Nice to know he's still on the roster. There we go. Sammy gets me the 1st. Play action works. Thank you. Amari Escobar gets a 16, so that is his promise done. I'm keeping chew clock on. 3rd and goal at the 5. We're going to pass. Nothing. All right, we'll kick the field goal. So we do get points on the board, but man alive. So far offensively, we've turned it over on 4th down twice and fumbled. We need to do better here. We do get the ball to start the second half. Decent return from Sammy. 3rd and 9. We convert. Thank you. Amari Escobar, 21 yards. We're in business. Noah Block gets me some yard. That was the worst. You ever just call a play and you're like, that's going to go terribly? That's me right now. Incomplete. I'm going to kick the field goal there. 4th and 8 is a little long. And they burn the defense for 30 yards on 4 verts. I can't wait to be a head coach and be able to call plays on defense. They miss another field goal. Nehemiah Stevens. What is happening, sir? His first year in the job, he's already missed 3 kicks before today. And he's already missed 2. That's rough. 3rd and 18 is more rough, to be fair. And Hill is picked. If he was picked off on the go route, it wouldn't be that bad. But he got picked off on the short one, and they get a touchdown immediately. Okay. Not to be hyperbolic, but I think if we don't score a touchdown in this drive, we lose the game. And we punt on 4th and 6. So it's not looking good. Defense gets a stop. Thank you, lads. Okay. 3rd and 4. I'm going to pass it. There we go. Hayden Hanna gets us the first. Hill is sacked. And 2 more incompletions. And another interception by Tristan Pitts. I mean, credit to our defense. Like, they've gotten 2 turnovers. TCU's missed 2 field goals. This game could be a blowout right now, which is a little bit of a shame. Oh, my God. Come on, guys. There we go. Gunnar Trotter runs it in for the touchdown. We're going to do hitches to try to get the 2 points. It fails. 5-point game. Come on, defense. There we go. They get a stop. Okay. Okay. Down by 5. 8.5 minutes left. All the time in the world. Hayden Hanna gets us the conversion. Thank you, sir. 3rd and 3. I'm going to run it. If we don't get it, I'm going to run it again. All right, we get it. Thank you, Gunner. 3rd and 8, and Hill is sacked. Oh, man. Rory's not making the 52-yarder, so I'm just going to punt and hope we burn them at like the 2. Burn them at the 5. And they fail to convert. Okay. We have 1:43, 1 timeout. Here we go. And I think with that interception, Alex Hill is officially benched. Wow. And Marsh is going to get the job back when he's healthy again. Yep. I also like that the Sammy, the AI punt returner, with 0 time left on the clock, took a fair catch. That's funny to me. I mean, that's entirely on the offense. Like, without question or debate. Like, TCU, turned the ball over not once, but twice. They missed 2 field goals. And we still just couldn't get across. Oh, that's frustrating. That's frustrating. I think most of our losses to TCU at Baylor have been blowouts, but that's one we really should have had. Alex Hill, no way around it. He sucked. He got sacked 4 times, which didn't help, but 2 interceptions. Our run game didn't do that much, unfortunately. Yeah. I mean, Escobar fumble. Like, it is hard to have an uglier game on offense. Turnover on downs, fumble on the second play. We drive down the field, kick a field goal at the end of half. Cool. Drive down the field, kick a field goal. Cool. They miss the field goal. Immediate interception. They score a touchdown on the first play. At that point, we're down 11, 3 and out, punt, 7 plays, punt. We do score a touchdown off of some very nice field position. Punt, pick, game over. Like, we had every opportunity to win that game in the second half and just couldn't do it. That's disappointing. I think that also confirms Alex Hill is not our starting QB going forward. I think when Marsh comes back fully healthy from his leg injury, he's going to walk into the starting job. We have dropped 7 places to 15, and Noah Block is hurt for 3 weeks, but he is still our best tight end. There's no real point in ripping the red shirt off of Liam Hilton. Like, You might as well just stay redshirted and like it. Um, so yeah, it is the bye week. I'm just going to advance through it. All right, Cameron Tahir and John Marsh are healthy on offense. So Tahir, I think I want fifth, I believe is what I determined. Amari Escobar, who has gotten his 25 targets, he can drop down to 6. All right, and then at quarterback, John Marsh is going to be our starter. I think Alex Hill just, I think he is an okay QB, but not for us, is pretty much where I'm at. So yeah, Marsh is going to be the QB the rest of the way. We did get a decent look at Alex, which I think is good, but that is what it is. Okay. First things first, we are at week 9 and no recruits have committed. I hate auto recruit with the passion of 1,000 suns. And also, since we lost the TCU, we miss out on 2 of the diamond donor goals. Good news is we have gotten 2 of the gold because we got 5 picks and held at least 3 opponents to 175 or fewer passing yards. So we do get a little bit of money next season guaranteed. That'll be good. All right. Well, that was disappointing, depressing, and use whatever synonym of that you want. But now I think we cannot have any slip ups the rest of the way. UCF, UC, New Mexico, Texas Tech, West Virginia. We need to go 5-0 if we have any chance of making the Big 12 championship game. Because TCU is going to be undefeated. Hopefully they lose a game the rest of the way. But we need to win out. Again. Oh boy. All right, UCF. We're taking them on at home. 7.5-point favorite. We have 10 recruits visiting, including wide receiver Cameron Downey, who I would love to get in our building, especially because TCU is the other guy. Same thing with Evan Felton and then Donnie Hurd. Getting 3 wide receivers in a recruiting class might seem like a bit much, but I mean, we're probably losing 3 graduation anyway. All right, UCF. We lost year 1, beat them in back-to-back years, including a top 25 matchup last season. Here's hoping things can repeat here. We won the toss and elected to receive. The sweep kind of worked, and Gunnar Trotter went backwards. Dude, you got this. There we go. He gets me 6. That was a very bold and admittedly kind of silly 4th down decision, but hey, it worked. And it will be interesting to see how our offense does now that John Marsh is fully healthy in our QB again. We are at the 13, and Gunnar Trotter runs it in off the sweep. We're on the board. Man, the AI loves their dime blitz, and they get the pick off of it this time around. Garrett Burnham over the top. Thank you, sir. I really need to stop calling RPO bubble screens. There we go. River Reed gets us 27, and then John is immediately sacked. Yeah, that tracks. Slants works, though, and Trotter runs it in for a 2nd touchdown of the day. Looking good so far. Why? Why did I open my mouth and jinx? UCF is converting every 3rd down in the world, and they get a touchdown off the slant. Back to a 7-point ball game. Let's see if we can just burn a whole lot of clock. Never mind. Hey, we converted on 3rd and 10. Thank you, Cameron Tahir. There we go. Tahir gets us the first again. Levels worked. Very good. All right, we got about 2 minutes left. I'm going to switch to up tempo. Now I'm doing chew clock just for one play in case we don't convert. We do. Back to up tempo. Third and 1 at the 6. There we go. First and goal at the 1. We will just do a QB sneak. And it doesn't work. What about a second QB sneak? Really? I will annoyingly just take the points there. All right, defense gets a 3 and out. We're okay. That was hilarious. Yeah, my decision to turn shoe clock on there wholly backfired, but it's fine. Hayden Hanna gets us the first down. Thank you, sir. Reed gets us the first. What is our third down? We are 10 of 11 on third down today. Yeesh. And we don't get that one, though, and have to kick another field goal. Defense gets another stop. Okay. I think, never mind, John Marsh was strip sacked. Oh, boy. And UCF gets a touchdown, and it is a 6-point game. There we go. We complete the slot outs. The wide receiver screen works. We're in business. Garrett Weaver, 20-yard rush. Good man. 3rd and 2. I'm going to run it, and if we don't get it, I'm going for it. All right, cool. Gunner Trotter gets us to the 2. Slants doesn't work, but the draw does. We're up by 12. Yeah, let's go for 2. We get it. 14-point game. And the AI is getting torched now. But they get some sacks. They make. Why would you go for a field goal? I mean, it was 4th and 21, to be clear. So, never mind. I retract my question. It makes sense now, to be clear. All right, now we're just going to run the ball a bunch. Never mind. We're going to run it a little bit and then get stopped. And UCF punted. So they have waved the white flag. Now we can just run the ball out with a will. The wide receiver quick did not work. And wow, this drive is taking a while. There we go. Good Lord. All right, we beat UCF 28-17. Pretty good game offensively. I think our defense held Wyatt Jennings to almost 50% completion. That'll play. Trotter had 3 touchdowns. Very good, very good. Escobar was targeted 3 times, 0 catches. And you wonder why you don't get thrown the ball. My gosh. The strip sack by Marsh obviously sucks, but that is what it is. Good win. If we would have lost to TCU and UCF back-to-back, I couldn't be held responsible for the words I said. It would be very funny if they drop us in the rankings still because we beat an unranked team. All right, we go up by 4. All right, visit results. Not a lot for some of the guys. Only 330 for those 2. 430 for Cameron Downey, which should be enough to get him if the AI isn't stupid. All right. Pretty good. Let me look at some numbers really quick at running back. So I've been half debating swapping Sammy and Garrett again. But I don't think I should. We'll see how the UC game goes and go from there. Also, week 10, no commits. I hate it here. Oh boy. TCU, by the way, is now ranked number 2 in the country for those keeping track at home. Oh boy. So the goal from our head coach is to average 440 yards or more. We're at 388, which means we need to bring up our average by 60 over 3 games. That is going to be nigh impossible. But you never know. All right, we're up against UC here at home. We're favored by 13 and a half points. We have 6 recruits visiting, including another wide receiver who we're 5,400 points away on, but also a 5-star running back, Damian Rogers. That wouldn't be bad. Just saying, if we could get him in the building. Notre Dame is facing Louisville for their visit. So far, we beat UC in year 1, but then lost in year 3, very depressingly. So we'll see what happens here today. We won the toss and elected to receive. Very nice kickoff return from Sammy. And John Marsh sacked, but we get the conversion, no issue. I want to run it. There we go. We get the conversion. Hayden Hanna pass, -2 yards. Fair enough. The play action works. We're in business. All right, let's run the ball a bit. Never mind. Let's run the ball. Sammy immediately, -1 yard. Fair enough. And Gunnar Trotter runs it in 11 yards for a touchdown. Rory Lane missed the extra point. Oh, buddy. I thought we were past that this year. Our defense is getting torn apart like Swiss cheese, and UC has a very nice drive. 12 plays, 75 yards in just under 6 minutes. For Verts, send it. Well, he threw it to the running back. I don't know if that counts as sending it. But hey, I'm going to go for it here on 4th and 3. Let's be bold. Let's be brave. And it worked. Elliot Paul gets me 9. We're in business. And Noah Block, 45-yard touchdown over the middle. Thank you, sir. I should have gone for 2 there. It's fine. Ooh, they're going for it on 4th and 1 at midfield, and they don't get it. Our AI didn't even blitz. I can't wait to be a head coach, man. I cannot wait. As Gunnar Trotter gets the first down. 4th and 1. Yeah, I mean, I'm going for it. Gunnar Trotter gets me 12. Very good. 2nd and 4. Let's run it. There we go. 1st and goal at the 2. I'm not doing a QB sneak from the 2. I'll just run it in. All right. We did give them 2 minutes. Oi! They punt, and Sammy returns it 60 yards to the 3-yard line. That'll do. Gunnar Trotter gets the touchdown. I am going to go for 2. At this point, I'm going for 2 a lot just to test out different plays. So far, the slants has failed miserably. UC gets no points for pride. We have 1 timeout. Let's have some fun. Let's see if we can get into field goal range. Incompletion does not. Okay, never mind. All right. Well, we're winning at half 26-7. Very good day so far. Here's hoping UC doesn't destroy us. Nope, they punt. All right. Yeah. I think, unfortunately, we're at the point at Baylor where we are better than every other Big 12 team. But we're not as good as TCU. And therefore, as long as we're in a division with TCU and not beating them, we're never going to make the Big 12 championship game. But I also like the idea that, the winner of each division makes it to the championship game. Gunnar Trotter goes backwards. You're killing me. Incomplete. We'll take the field goal. Oi, 40-yard kickoff return for UC. And they missed the 51-yard field goal. But we punt. And the AI did a DB blitz on 3rd and 12. I can't wait to call my own plays. RPO bubble screen was miserable. How do you get sacked on that? Like, that just seems like something went horribly wrong in the blocking for you to get sacked on an RPO bubble screen. River Reed gets us the conversion, and Gunnar Trotter takes it 34 yards to the house. Backups are now in on defense. And they get a 3 and out. Backups are also in on offense. Yeah, we're primarily just going to try to run out the clock here. Fool them with the play action, as you do. As one does. I mean, I'm just going to keep running the ball. Give our guys some reps. Ball timeout. Field goal for the goal difference. And it's good. Goal difference. Wow, I'm too used to Football Manager. Point difference. All right, so we crush UC 39-10. The game was never really close. That'll do nicely. Good day from John Marsh, 25 of 31, 216, got the touchdown. Gunnar Trotter, though, 14 carries, 115 yards, 4 touchdowns. I'm trying to get him into Big 12 team consideration. We'll see. Noah Block had 1 target, 1 reception, and it went 45 yards to the house. That's very funny, admittedly. And then Rory, listen, he missed the extra point. The guy is killing me. But really good win. Next up, I believe, is New Mexico. And if we lose to New Mexico, oi! Okay, 2 O linemen and 2 D linemen got injured. Yeah, New Mexico. If we lose to New Mexico after I turned down the head coaching job there 2 years in a row, I think I should just resign. All right, so who's out? So Jake Roos has a head major injury. I'm just going to make him inactive for 1 week. Drayton needs to play. Still, I honestly kind of just want to keep him at number 1 for the run blocking. So that means Court McDonald's going to get more reps. Honestly, I mean, it's the 8th O-line spot for 2 games, or for 1 game, actually. I mean, my issue with Renteria is his potential has gone from an A to a B minus in 2 years. Like, that's just not good. I'll have him be 8th, though. Let's see what we got. All right, official visit results. Yeah, surprisingly, the plus 660 did not put a dent in the 5,000 point gap. God, I hate the AI sometimes. We get 460 for Damian Rogers. I don't know if that'll be enough to stave off Notre Dame. Hey, we got a JUCO commit. As I spoil myself on our first commit. Yay. JUCO O lineman, his run blocking is horrendous. He has no strength whatsoever, but by God, can he pass block? And how many O linemen am I losing? Seniors, 1, 2, Wiley's 3, Jesus is 4, Rodas is 5. Yeah, he'll probably play his first JUCO year instead of redshirting. All right, so good news is we won our last 2 games and bounced back. Bad news is TCU continues to win. They beat West Virginia. They beat BYU. Man, if they go undefeated again, it's going to be so annoying. And we're facing New Mexico, a team that I was offered the job 2 straight years in a row, and they said no, and instead hired Kevin Little, who was an offense coordinator at Tulsa, Fresno State, and then Air Force. So far, I mean, they're 5-4. They started 1-4, but then have rattled off 4 straight wins. And now they arrive at the buzzsaw that is Baylor. We're favored by 18.5 points. For whatever reason unknown to God and man, the AI has scheduled 8 recruits for this visit, including an 81 overall kicker that we're 2,000 points behind on. Never change, AI. Also, annoyingly, the AI has scheduled New Mexico 4 years in a row. And so I believe that means we lost, what, 5 million? 5 million. I think we lose 2.75. So we have lost a little over $12 million as a school over 4 seasons because the AI keeps scheduling this team for whatever reason. All right, we win the toss, elect to receive. I anticipate being up by 21 points halfway through the second quarter. But you never know. They cause a 3-and-out. We suck. There we go. If we do lose to New Mexico, it would be pretty funny since they've offered me their head coaching job twice. But I would also probably throw something. John Marsh with the scramble. That is one aspect that our offense has with Marsh that it just doesn't have with Alex Hill. That is, Marsh is an okay runner. We only get 3 when we needed 8. Field goal is good. Really good kickoff return, though. And New Mexico came to play, but they're stopped at the 7. Field goal for them. Man, he loves throwing it to the running back on 4 verts. RPO bubble screen worked. We have the mandate. Once again, he throws it to the short route on 4 verts. And back-to-back -1 yard rushes. Not great. Hashtag analysis. There we go. Isaac Tolliver with the pick, which is good because we really need more picks to get that donor goal. I believe we're at 7 and we need 11, so it's going to be tough. Incomplete again. I am going to punt. My argument being 4th and 5 is a little long, and I would rather bury them with bad field position. Our defense gets a 3-and-out, and we get good field position. That did not happen. However, they turned the ball over on downs, and so we have good field position anyway. Everything is okay. We convert the 3rd and 9. That's huge. Run the ball a bit. Oh, my God. There we go. Trotter gets the conversion. We're in the red zone. I'm going to try to burn as much clock as I can, and Amari Escobar gets the touchdown. We are up 7. Remember when I said we'd be up 21 halfway through the second quarter? Yeah, don't believe a word I say ever again. Now, New Mexico might tack on some points here. Clutch sack there. They punt. All right, New Mexico punts again. We really need to put this team away immediately. Because our offense is looking good, but New Mexico is putting together some really good drives. They're just going for it on 4th down and not getting it. Turn 3, I'm going to run it. If we don't get it, I'm going for it on 4th down. We get it. We're okay. Let's test the theory. Yep, on 4 verts, Marsh just throws it to the running back every time, which is very entertaining. 3rd and goal at the 2, I'm going to pass. Hitches. There we go. River Reed gets us the touchdown. All right. Please, defense. 3rd and 9, and we're doing a over blitz. Yeah, surprisingly, it didn't work. I can't wait to call defensive plays. Duh. See, he threw it deep and it didn't work. They did engage 8 on 2nd and 10. Respect. And Sammy with a 51-yard run. That'll do. That'll boost the old numbers. Incomplete. I will miss the field goal, evidently. Thanks, Rory. Defense gets a stop. Yeah. There we go. We're driving, and John Marsh scrambles for a 19-yard touchdown. Look at him. Incomplete. On 3rd and 16. Oh, yeah. 2 clock's already on. Oops. Really? Went for it on 4th down there. Maybe not the right decision, but the AI punts anyway. Backups are in on offense. I am not going to go for it here. I'll just punt it. And that'll do. We get 1 first down. We win the game. Send it. Dang. All right. Well, we won, but I mean, up until that 4th quarter, our offense was looking a little scary. I mean, of our first 4 drives, we only got points in one of them. Then we score back-to-back touchdowns on drives and give us a cushion, but then we miss a field goal, touchdown, turnover on downs, punt, and then a field goal because we were gifted good field position. Alex Hill 0 for 3, grim. John Marsh did really good, but only 5.6 yards per attempt. That is a quite the low number. Gunnar Charter didn't get any touchdowns today. That hurts. Not too shabby. Rory did miss the kick, so we're just going to have that hanging over our heads. But nonetheless, we beat a red-hot New Mexico team that had won 4 in a row. We advance. We move on. And now I want to know who we're going to face next. Oh, God, quit injuring my people. Who are we facing? Texas Tech? Okay. Decent points for everyone. Nothing too crazy. All right, so Jake is back. And he is going to go all the way up to 6 again. So it's going to drop Renteria. How did he do? No stats whatsoever. Fair enough. Oh, boy. And now River Reed is hurt for 3 weeks. Oh, his catching plummeted, man. I think I'll keep him ahead of here, but he's going to drop to 4. Honestly, I kind of want... I'm going to make a little change here in the depth chart. I'm going to have Leonardo Polk overtake Escobar as the 6th wide receiver for the rest of the season. It's not that I think Escobar is bad. He's not, but like he's barely getting thrown the ball. He did fumble recently. He also had a touchdown, but I'd rather give the freshman reps where we're at now. No commits, by the way. I can't wait to be able to do recruiting. Okay, TCU won. TCU won. What a surprise. All right, we have Texas Tech. They're 4-6. Oh, God. Guys, your only wins can't be against a average MAC team, a average Mountain West team, and the worst team in college football. Oh boy. I mean, they did beat Houston, but like Houston's having a terrible year by their standards in this save. And they finished with us and then TCU. Oh boy. Yeah, Texas Tech surprisingly has had a really bad save. Obviously, in real life, they have like a what $20 million front seven, so that'll help. But in the game, I mean, their prestige has dropped to a 3. I doubt they're not going to make a bowl game this year. How long has their coach been there? You know, if they fire Elijah House, the head coach job at Texas Tech could become open. Something to think about, folks. Anyway, all right, Texas Tech, we're at home. We're favored by 21 points. We have 10 recruits visiting, including a F plus potential tight end. My God. I don't even want to look at that anymore. I am 3-0 against Texas Tech. We've blown them out every year. I anticipate the same here. Man, I really wish the TCU game was at the end of the season. I think it would make things much more dramatic. And an interception. Garrett Burham picks off Parsons. We have the ball. I really wish the TCU game was at the end of the season. I think that would be so much more fun. Because what things have turned into now, as Trotter gets the touchdown, is we lose the TCU and then win our last 5 games, and it doesn't matter anyway because we have that loss to TCU and maybe another loss. So that part's a little annoying with how the scheduling is. But Texas Tech misses the field goal and they sack me. Let's see if we can get him with a screen. And we got 9 yards. And we convert on 3rd and 7. Good recovery there. Incomplete. We'll kick the field goal. We make it. 10-0 ball game. Uh-oh. Texas Tech is driving. 4th and 3. They go for it at midfield, and they don't get it. I love that the AI is so aggressive on 4th and short at midfield. I love it. It's Avery Harris getting catches now. 3rd and 6. Let it fly. He didn't really. He threw it to the short route, whatever. They did a free safety blitz on 3rd and 4, and Sammy runs it in for the touchdown. And another interception. Very good. Uh-oh. You know what? Let's get him with a jet sweep. Never mind, we went backwards. That drive in the log is going to look cursed. Just absolutely. 5 plays, 13 yards, field goal. Goodness gracious. Defense gets another stop. I'm going to turn up tempo on. And Garrett Weaver, 52-yard reception all the way down. Chew clock is coming on. Trotter runs it in. I think this game is over. And another interception. Isaac Tolliver with the pick. Parsons, buddy, it is. It is not your day. Elliott Paul, touchdown off the slants. Will Texas Tech get points for pride before half? No. They miss the field goal. All right, well, we're up 34-0 at half. I think that's pretty good. Our defense, though, has picked this poor kid off 3 times. And we start with the ball. This is... At what point is this cruel and unusual punishment? But also, if that Texas Tech head coaching job becomes open, that'd be a really good job to take. And a strip sack recovered for a touchdown. Oh, no. Mercy rule, please. Running clock. We're going to turn this into high school. Just running clock. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm going to punt. Is that our first punt of the game? No, it's our second. We punted just the drive before. Uh-oh. Texas Tech They might score. Nope. Hunter Trotter gets me 13. Oi, and Marsh is sacked. How many sacks is that? Just the second? Okay. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Though our offense is definitely cooled off, which isn't great. A better opponent makes us pay for that. Texas Tech is on the board. Backups are in on offense. And Garrett Weaver is just going to run to his heart's content, really. And hey, we convert the 3rd and 11. Very good. And River Reed with a touchdown over the top. That'll play. Defense gets a quick stop. We're just going to run the ball a bunch. Maybe try to burn them with some slants. Yeah, it kind of worked. I'm not going for it here. I'll kick a field goal, though. All right. Well, yeah, we beat Texas Tech 51-7. Need I say more? John Marsh did really well, got the touchdown. Alex Hill came in, threw a few balls, got a touchdown. Really happy with Gunnar Trotter. He had 2 touchdowns. Garrett Weaver, 1 reception, 1 target, and it was 52 yards. I love it. Very good. Lane was perfect on kicks, which is good because he's missed an extra point and a field goal in the past couple days. But great from the defense. That 3 picks is also really clutch toward the donor goal. Let me just take a quick look and see where we're at with that. I think we were at 7, so now we should be at about 10. If memory serves. All right, Drayton is fully recovered. Yep, we need 11 picks. We're currently at 10. Very good. TCU won again. They beat Houston, so I imagine they're going to beat Texas Tech by about the same margin we did. So that means for another year in a row, we're never going to make the Big 12 championship game, are we? Good news is, though, we're ranked 6th. So, okay, let's play this out. Let's say if we lose, we finish 10-2. We probably drop to like this range. We won't have the Big 12 championship game to help us. So things might get a little shaky. I'm so glad we're going to get this F+ potential tight end. Lord help me. Oh, boy. And he commits. Yep, we get 2 D linemen and a 4-star corner. Not bad. Looks like a slot guy. Okay. So our offensive line is fully healthy for the first time in a bit. That's pretty good. We are not going to get the coach expectation. I think to bring our average up by 40, we would have to score like 500 and something yards of offense. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Okay. Here we go. Last game of the regular season. I think with a win, we're guaranteed a playoff spot. With a loss, it might get tricky. But we'll see. Here we go. We're favored by 9 points on the road in Morgantown. In my opinion, one of the most underrated campuses in terms of just beauty. We beat Baylor in year 1. We beat West Virginia in year 1. They blew us out year 2. We beat them by 4 last season. And they were 10-1 then. So let's see what we do here. West Virginia won the toss and elected to receive. They had pretty good field position. Oh, the AI and cover 2 sync. All right, we're down early. Let's go. Nothing doing. We punt, and they muff the punt. That's huge. We need to take advantage. That's huge. Gunnar Trotter runs it in. Rory. Somebody talk me out of benching this guy for the red shirt right now. I will tear the red shirt off of my recruiting kicker. Is that a terrible idea? Probably. I have never had a kicker miss this many field goals. Or not field goals, excuse me, extra points. And we punt. Defense gets a stop. I have a feeling this is going to be like last time we played West Virginia. And it's going to be the first team to like 18 is going to win. There we go. We convert. Thank you. Thank you. 3rd and 2. I'm going to run it. And if we don't get it, I'm running it again. We got it. We're okay. Sammy, -1 and 0 yard run. We're going to punt. Man. They punt also. Yeah, this is definitely going to be first to 2 scores is going to win. I really want to burn some more clock here. We get the conversion on 3rd and 6. That's huge. 1st and goal to 3. I'm going to pass it once. It doesn't work. We're going to run it. 3rd and 4. I'm going to run it again. There we go. Gunnar Trotter gets in the end zone. We're going to go for 2. And we get it. 14-7. Dang, they get the conversion. And they are sacked. And annoyingly, once again, I would like the ability to call a timeout here so that we could at least get a punt return. But alas. Okay, we start with the ball. Oh, boy. Sammy. I'm doing QB sneak on 4th and 1. There we go. We get it. And Marsh is sacked, so we punt the next series anyway. And West Virginia storms down the field, scores a touchdown, and we have a tie ball game. The bubble screen did not work, just in case anyone was curious. But the deep ball does. Hayden Hanna over the top. Thank you, sir. Noah Block over the middle. And Noah Block with the touchdown off the hitches. Extra point is good. 3rd and 10, the AI is blitzing, and they get burned. Surprise, surprise. But they get the sack. Very good. Okay. I think if we take a lot of time off the clock and score, we win the ball game. Just by how our defense has been doing. We convert to 3rd and 9. That's big. I'm just going to keep running it, to be honest. Like it's working decently well as Marsh scrambles for a 1st down. Let's do a designed QB run. It gets me 8 yards. Fair enough. 3rd and 2, we're going to run it. We get the conversion. We're burning so much clock this drive. I love it. But a sack and an incompletion. Come on, Rory. He missed the 41-yarder. Unbelievable. We burned 10 minutes off that clock. Like, if we score there, that's game over. But we got sacked on 2nd down, couldn't get anything on 3rd down. And there you go. West Virginia has a chance to storm down the field and score. They convert to 3rd and 5. 4th and 1. They don't get it. They passed it on 4th and 1. Nothing there. Very good. That's your ball game. We beat West Virginia 21-14. Holy moly. That was, again, defensive brawl. But I'll take it. I mean, I only threw the ball 24 times. Which is kind of crazy. Sammy, 8 carries, 10 yards. I think I am going to make the executive decision to just swap him and Weaver for the last few games. But yeah, I mean, Trotter did really good. Noah Block had 5 catches, 70 yards, and a touchdown. Really happy with that. And Rory, he missed a field goal and an extra point. Like, man, it is rough out here. All right, but we finished the season 11-1, and our only loss is to TCU, who is probably going to finish number 2 in the country. I would consider that a beautiful regular season, and if we do not make the playoffs, I am going to go on a rant. And our best corner is out for the season. That sucks. Well, 4 weeks, I guess not, because one would be a bye. If we're in the playoff, we get a second week off. Okay, so we might get him back for a second game of the playoff if we win. But first, did TCU win? TCU won. They went 12-0 and thus will represent our division. Man, why can't I play in the North? All right, first recruiting. We do get Braden Falcon, who I would describe as okay. Again, he's like a jack of all trades, master of none. His ball skills and athleticism are all in the mid 70s, but he doesn't have that great potential to make me think he's going to come out of it. We do not get Carlos Reed, by the way. He chooses Cal. Okay, so these are your postseason games. At the moment, what are we ranked? We are ranked 6. We did not move in the West Virginia win. I think we're still going to make the playoff no matter what. But I am annoyed that, our record has been pretty good and we've never made the Big 12 championship game. So, all right, we'll advance through the bye. River Reed will be fully healthy, so I can move him back up in the depth chart. All right, we get the 5-star, Dennis Hurd. He picked us. That's big. We keep the Texas kid in Texas. He doesn't go to Notre Dame. He doesn't go to FSU. I mean, you'd like the potential to be better, obviously, than a C+, but his route running is already set. I just need his speed and to get better. Because catching should fix itself, but if he's not quick, then we're doomed. We officially did not get the head coach expectation of 440 yards of offense in conference play. We got 390. That is what it is. We still need to get one more interception to get the diamond donor goal. All right, here we go. Conference championship week. We are sitting on our couch waiting to see where we finish in the rankings. Here we go. Give me the bracket. And we're in. We're 5th. There we go. Well done. We are in. 10-2 Duke, 10-2 Wake Forest. Miss out. 9-3 Clemson, also not there. Hey, UCF finished ranked. Good for them. Very good. 10-3 A&M over 10-2 Duke and Wake Forest. That is your talking point. But we're ranked 5th, and we will play James Madison, who finished 12-1. They won their conference. Their only loss was to a 1-8 Iowa team. Guys. They gave up 12 unanswered points in the 4th. Killing me. All right, first let's do recruiting. We get neither player. That tracks. All right. Well, we made the playoffs as the 5 seed. Very good. James Madison, I think, is an opponent we should beat and beat pretty handedly. But first, awards ceremony. Give me the results. Heisman goes to Chris Collier, the stinking USC kid. Gunnar Trotter comes in 10th for the Heisman. 20 touchdowns on the season for him. Very good. We had no one for Defensive Player of the Year or Freshman of the Year. All-American, we have 3. First team defense, linebacker Garrett Burnham, 58 tackles, 13 for a loss, 3 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 2 picks. Pretty good. 1 on offense, and it was Gunnar Trotter, makes All-American. 870 yards, 5.2 a carry, 20 touchdowns. That'll do. And then third team defense goes to Gavin Alcaraz, 41 tackles, 14 for loss, 8 sacks, 1 forced fumble. That means no safety made All-American, so we lose that donor goal, which is a shame, but is what it is. Let's go to Big 12. Garrett Burnham gets Defensive Player of the Year. We lose out on Coach of the Year to Edgar Carney again. I don't want to talk about it. First team all Big 12 offense is Trotter and Drayton. That's good. I was worried his injury would take him out of being there. Pitts, I'm a little surprised Pitts didn't get All-American love, but so be it. River Reed makes all Big 12, 534 yards, 4 touchdowns, also a running touchdown. Rory Lane somehow is best kicker. He missed 3 field goals and 2 extra points. So be it. And a lot of defenders on second team, including safety Alberto Tabas. To be fair, Rory Lane for punter, 44 yards a punt is pretty good. Usually everyone averages between like 40 and 42. So good on Rory for getting that. But that is your award winners. Looks like we have some recruiting news. We don't get Preston Moss. That's a shame. We get the O-lineman Cisneros. That'll help a little bit. All right. Well, folks, we made the playoffs. We're ranked 4th in the country, but we get the 5 seed, which is fair. What was our strength of schedule finish with? 42nd in the country. Pretty good strength of schedule, I would say. All right, let's take a look at James Madison. So as we saw, undefeated in the Sun Belt, their only loss to a bad Iowa team that finished 2-10. So that's that. How'd Louisiana Tech do? 9-3. Bowl game against Kansas. Good. I mean, to be fair, they're blowing out the Sun Belt, which they always do. They beat Louisiana in the championship 37-30. They have the 4th worst strength of schedule in the country. So we will see what happens when they come up against a real team here. We're playing at Waco. We're favored by 8.5 points. This is the first time we have played James Madison. They won the toss. They elect to receive. I think I'm going to find out a lot about how James Madison stacks up to us from how these first 2 drives will go. All right, they get stopped at midfield. They did have a couple conversions, and we are burned, and we get the ball at the 3. And we punt. They get really good field position. Nothing to it, though. And we're burned at the 1 now. Jeez Louise, their punter is cracked. Really? Who's their punter? Zico Randall? Ah, yeah, Sunbelt punter, kick of the year. Pretty good stats. 4th and 1 from the 10, I'm going to punt. Like, 4th and 1, usually I'll go for it. But at the 10, I mean, if we don't get that for whatever reason, they get a guaranteed touchdown. JMU punts again. So far, a defensive battle. We do get the conversion on 2nd and 8, though. But sacked on 3rd and 5. Scoreless through 1. I think JMU's defense is legit from how they're playing us. And they miss the field goal. All right. Let's see if we can get an actual drive going here. Incomplete again. Guys, what is happening? We have the ball at midfield. And Caleb Matthias drops the pass. Just going to punt again. They get to the 7. They don't get the touchdown. They settle for a field goal. I'm going up tempo, and we're just going. And immediately Marsh is sacked. Man alive. We get the first, though. That'll play. And there we go. River Reed, 50 yards off the wheel route. That'll do. Let's switch to normal. Man. All right, go up tempo. Second goal from the 7. I'm going to pass it once with hitches. And it works to here over the middle touchdown. 7-3 ball game. We finally got in the end zone. Yeesh. There we go. We get the conversion, but not that one. We punt. I think JMU's defense is probably up there with Tennessee's for the toughest ones we faced this year. They're going for it on 4th and 3 at the 35. No dice. They fumble. We recovered. Very good. Very good. All right. 3rd and 2. I'm going to pass. There we go. Leonardo Polk, look at the freshman getting us the 3rd down conversion. 3rd and 4, I'm going to run it. 0. I'm going to punt. Yep, we burn them at the 4. Very good. They get 2 back-to-back conversions, though. The AI keeps doing engage 8 on 3rd down, and they keep burning it. There we go. They punt there. I mean, credit to JMU. I fully expected to beat them by double digits. And their defense is just suffocating us. They've scored a touchdown. We are now down by 3. We convert the 3rd and 2. That's huge. One-yard run, Gunner? There we go. Tahir gets me 10. Tahir gets me the conversion. Having him healthy is really a game changer for my wide receiver room. Back-to-back incompletions. The field goal is good. Tied ball game. 5.5 minutes left. JMU does not convert. They punt. Very good punt return from Sammy. 28-yard punt return. All right, I'm slamming up tempo. There we go. We convert the 3rd and 2. Thank you, Gunner. We are at 39. -1 yard. Gets us 4. Normal. I think Chew clock we punt. Man, unbelievable. 3rd and 4. They convert. They're out of timeouts. They're in field goal range. Here's the kick. And it's good. We've had some disappointing results. That's up there. I mean, what doomed us is the very simple fact that our offense we couldn't do anything. We couldn't do anything. On the entire first half, the most plays we had in a drive was 7. We had 3 3-and-outs, 5-play punt. We got the touchdown, and then the second half, 5 plays punt, 7 plays punt, 4 plays punt. We got a field goal, and then, unfortunately, we started to drive. It was looking good, and then -1 yard rush, 4-yard rush, incomplete. Maybe the smart decision there is I clicked the wrong thing, is to go for it there on 4th and 7. Because if we convert, we end the game, but nothing doing. And then JMU drives down the field with relative ease in that last drive, kicks a field goal. That's your ball game. I think if that's our final game at Baylor, what a depressing way to go out. I mean, Gunnar Trotter averaged 1.9 yards a carry. Garrett Weaver 2.1. Sammy had 1 rush for 9 yards. Marsh did nothing. 18 to 31, 178 yards, 1 touchdown. We couldn't dominate possession. I mean, that's been one of our huge calling cards, and they had more possession than us. We went 4 of 14 on 3rd down. They went 5 of 14, which isn't good. We were just worse. We had no running game whatsoever. Had to punt too many times, and there's your loss. I believe that's JMU's first win in the playoffs. Yep. Every other time they've made it, they've lost in the first round. That's their first playoff win against us. Oh, that sucks. Well, on that depressing note, all right. I think, I don't know. But hey, we get Brendan Ogden back. Yay. If we don't get Damian Rogers, I am going to throw something at a wall. Okay, thank you. We do get the 5-star A+ potential running back. That is very nice. We don't get the best kicker in the country. What a shame. Yeah. I did not expect to lose that game. We also did not get another interception. So we lost all 3 diamond donor goals. I just didn't expect to lose that game. I think their defense came out and just crushed us. Because realistically, in the regular season, like TCU has beat us all 4 times I've played them. So the best we can hope for is to beat every other team. We did that. We made the playoff. We drew JMU, a team we should beat, and we lost. So there is that. All right, let me sim through the rest of the bowl games, and then we'll take a look and see how other teams did. JMU beat Maryland. Okay, maybe they're cracked. If they beat OSU, then I have no shame anymore. TCU, by the way, lost to A&M. The Big 12 did not show up in the playoffs. All right, let's look at Big 12 bowl games. UCF beat Zona in the Alamo Bowl. Very good. Kansas State lost to Wake Forest. Come on, man. You're killing me. Iowa State beat ranked Tennessee. Very nice. Cincinnati lost to Nebraska. That sucks. Old friends Louisiana Tech lost to Kansas. West Virginia beat UMass by only 1 point. Come on, guys. Yep. Houston beat Boise State in the Idaho Potato Bowl. All right. Let's see who's playing in the Natty. If it's James Madison, retract everything I just said. They're the greatest team in the history of sport. Oh, they lost 31 to 19. That's a shame. All right, it is number 10 A&M against number 8 OSU for the title. 13 recruits committed. I really wish there was a quick reveal all button, though it's assumed that if you get past here, you're not getting them. Okay. So we get a few guys. We get a running back that's not very good and going to red shirt. I get a JUCO lineman who's pretty solid. I'll take what I can get at this point. All right. Okay, let us advance past the national championship game and kind of recap what was a really odd season. OSU crushed them 45-24. So that means OSU now has been the national champion in 4 out of the past 6 seasons. I think any college team in the country would sell their soul for that. All right, so overall, we had the 29th best offense in terms of talent, 12th best defense. We finish ranked sixth in the country at 11-2 with a first round playoff loss. Not bad. We did not meet the head coach expectation, and thus we lose 5 opinion. We are now in the yellow. Our jab status is still safe, but still. We greatly exceeded our 80s expectations, so the coach, Ruben John, is safe. And passion is up to a B. Very good. We get 5 integrity. We kept Amari Escobar's promise of 25 targets, and we get the base of 3. Okay. So I think there are 2 reasons. Like if you had to hold me down and say, why did we lose the JMU? I think it's 2 things. One, fundamentally, we do not have a good quarterback room. Like that's just objectively true. I think John Marsh, who missed, 5 games, is an okay quarterback, but I mean, 68% completion, I'll take. 1,700 yards is low. He had no interceptions. To his credit, he did have 2 fumbles, but no picks. He was sacked about twice per game. I don't think he's good enough. And the reason pretty much comes down to he doesn't have the arm strength. He just doesn't. 79 is too low. Now, he has a potential, so ideally it gets better. But I think if we have a better starting QB, we beat James Madison and we have a better chance in the playoff. Alex Hill, I mean, listen, we got a decent look at. He got 5 starts through 166 passes, 71% completion, but he did have 3 interceptions. He was sacked a little less than the same amount. Yeah, I mean, he's loyal, so he's never going to transfer, but he has the opposite problem of Marsh. He has the cannon. He has 93 arm strength, but his accuracy and IQ are both just too low. And I think we saw that when he had 2 picks and we lost against TCU. Yeah. I think our running back room did okay. I think my decision at the end of the season to swap Sammy and Garrett Weaver was a little rash for those last couple games. I feel bad for Garrett Weaver. Like, he went from being our #1 running back to just barely playing last year. This year, he played a decent amount more. But, that is a little rough. I'm happy with Gunnar Trotter. I mean, he was 2nd-team All-American this year, Big 12 running back of the year, almost had 900 yards and 20 touchdowns. Very good. I think he grew into a really, really good running back. Our wide receiver room, I think we had a similar problem that we had last season, which was we don't really have a clear #1. So that means everyone's stat lines look pretty similar. Like River Reed had 4 touchdowns. No other wide receiver had more than 1. No other wide receiver had even close to River's yardage. Like Hannah had 437, but didn't have any touchdowns. Caleb Matthias had 370 yards. Cool. He averaged 7 yards a reception. So that is what it is. I feel bad for Elliot Paul, where he just never really contributed all that much despite having pretty good numbers. So now I think we have a decision to make because, as I've said repeatedly, I am done being an offensive coordinator. Like, at a certain point, not being able to control recruiting, not being able to control scheduling, defensive play calling just kind of sucks. And I would like to move on. The problem, though, is after year 2 at Baylor, the only jobs we were offered were New Mexico State and Charlotte. Then after year 3 at Baylor, where we went 11-2 and won a bowl game and finished ranked 10, I was offered New Mexico State, Charlotte, and New Mexico. I would like a more high-profile job. What I don't want really, though, is to stay at Baylor as an offensive coordinator anymore. But we'll see. We did level up. I'm going to put points into recruiting just in preparation for getting a head coaching gig. The head coach's level went up by 2. Very nice. And he earned a new skill badge. Defensive coordinator went up by 1. And he is, I think Max Chandra, I mean, it was his first year at Baylor, and our defense was number 1 in the country in opposing points per game. So I think he's pretty good. And now the coach carousel. Let us all take a moment. Our contract has expired. I think the first big question is, will we get offered a new contract from Baylor? Because right now our head coach, his opinion of us is in the yellow. It's not great. We are now 2 years in a row, we did not meet his expectation. So let us advance 1. He has offered us an extension. But first, let's scroll down, see what head coaching jobs are available. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, we're in business. Also, I'm not taking the offensive coordinator Bama job. Like, realistically, if I wanted to stay as a coordinator for this whole series, that would be the one. I'm not doing that. So, we bring ourselves to the head coaches. Kennesaw State, I'm not doing. That should be obvious. Coastal Carolina, unfortunately, it looks like, yeah, their prestige has dropped from a 3 all the way to a 1. They're not doing too hot. Their school level also has dropped a couple. They had a good recruiting class, though, and finished 4-8. They're looking okay. But I don't think it's Coastal Carolina. So, do we take over the head coach job at Vandy or Purdue? Vandy went 1-11. They have had a terrible save so far. Their prestige might even drop to a 2, for crying out loud. Their only win this year was against Kentucky. They've gotten shelled by everyone else, which is rough. Yeah, they have good college life, good academics. Stadium isn't great. That is what it is. They only have 3 donors. God, we have so many donors at Baylor. And then the other head coaching offering is Purdue. Now, to get inside baseball a bit, the first series I did of Football Coach College Dynasty on this channel, I was at Purdue. So I don't know if I want to do overlap. However, Purdue is doing pretty good. They are winning some bowl games. They're making it into some bowl games. But I kind of like the idea of taking over Vandy and having them rise from the ashes. Now, let's take a moment and look at their team really quick. So they had the worst defense against the pass in the whole country. Their strength of schedule, to be clear, is 3rd. Like, they played number 2 OSU, 6 A&M, 15 Duke, 16 Auburn, 23 Temple, 21 Florida, 22 Tennessee, and a Bama team that finished ranked but wasn't ranked when they played them. So that is a thing. All right, let's look at positions. QB. We got Julian Hackett. Looks like he'd be our starter next year. Really good IQ. But my God, he threw 6. He only had 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, fumbled. Completion percentage was terrible. They don't really have any younger guys that could take the mantle. Christian Lewis might not be bad, but his potential is grim. Running back room doesn't look good. I mean, Cody Solomon is solid. Ingram's okay. Hardy is a wide receiver that can't run. To do have a young kid whose ball security is terrible. Wide receiver, they're losing these two. They have Aiden Pittman, who looks awesome. Franklin Thomas, speed demon, can't really catch. Paul Jeffries looks good. Hayden McNair sucks. You got a couple young freshmen that aren't terrible. That's not the word. That's not a terrible wide receiver room. Tight end, I don't really care about in air raid. Henry Lyles would move to offensive line. Let me just write that down. Why is he? I don't know why the AI has guys like this at tight end. Like, okay, he has 75 catching and 90 or 72 catching, 75 speed. He has 91 strength, 104 run block, and 91 pass block. Why is this man a tight end? I don't understand. Fernando Yarbrough is fine. O line, okay, this is gonna be big. The top 5 are all leaving. So this is my O line. Good God. That's going to be a problem. There are some younger guys with decent potential, but we're losing all 5 O linemen. Kicker? I have 2 kickers. When you have 2 kickers, you have none. Neither of them are very good. Looks like Connor English was the punter. He didn't do very well. Did they have Dean Rasmussen do punts before? No, he's only been the kicker. Okay. All right. So offense, I think, looks okay with a pretty decent wide receiver room and a terrible O-line room. D-line. Of course, we're losing the great guy. Esteban Covington is your classic nose tackle. Great speed, great block shed. Nelson isn't bad. Metcalf has a strength of 63. Oh, boy. Ooh. Camden Payne, who redshirted, 83 strength already, 76 tackling. That could be something. Linebacker? We're losing our top guy. Oh, dear Lord. I'm starting to understand why this Vandy team only has 1 win. I'm starting to get it. They have some good potential, though. They're just really young. Corner, we're losing our top guy. They do not have a big corner room at all, only 7 guys. None of whom can cover zone. Safety. Really good safety at the top. Keenan Neely is a solid. I might move him to corner. Okay, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. I think you can clearly see why they lost as many games as they did. And part of that is just their schedule. But it's not terrible. They have 48% of their roster are freshmen. This is a young football team. They only have 15% starters, seniors. Only 13 seniors. Now, obviously, half of their starters are seniors, but it's not nothing. I think we'll pick Vandy to be our first head coaching job. A 6-year contract is too much. I think we do 4, and we make it insured so that we can leave if we want. But if we do, Vandy gets some money. So we'll sign the contract. Okay. Now, we are the new head coach of Vanderbilt. We must assemble our staff. Offensive coordinator. So Derek Bowie has been the offensive coordinator for them for 6 seasons. And he's not been doing good at all, really. What were his ratings? 9 offense, his skill badges, receiving back recruiter, I don't care. Run block recruiter, that's good. Dink and dunk, sure. Beast mode, yes. +1 evasion speed, eh. Let's see. Does anyone have a preferred? How many air raid guys exist in this universe? Answer: not many. UTEP was a 9. Trenton Horn. It's my pass heavy. Well, yeah, I'm air raid. Duh. I think I don't really want to stick with Derek Bowie. Horn was at Wyoming for a while, didn't do well. First year at Arkansas State isn't great. He doesn't have the badges I want. Caleb Reynolds, head coach at NC State, got fired after 5 years. Southern Miss, then Bowling Green. So he has head coaching experience. There's a lot of good recruiting stuff. I mean, to be fair, Derek Bowie isn't terrible. He has a really high offense and recruiting. You know what? I'm going to retain Derek Bowie, but it's going to be like on a 2-year deal. I'm going to be honest. Okay, Vandy's defensive coordinator, though, we may let him go because they're just getting crushed defensively. They have like the worst defense in the country. Yeah, so we're not retaining Casey. I don't think I really even care about scheme here. Let me look really quick. D line. Yeah, I think coming up with anything more than 3. So I think 3-4 is probably what I want. Or nickel might not be the worst thing in the world. Actually, just give me level. Give me the highest level guys. 25s. 4-4 split, nickel. Caden Saunders, Georgia Tech's DC. They did okay, but then they had a terrible season and everyone got fired. Those are Rutgers. They don't do great. What badges? So he has 8 defense, 9 training. I'll take that. Corner and safety injuries are shortened by 2 weeks. Defensive backs. Good against the RPO. Good on third down, speed, and development. I like him. I like Saunders. Let's look at Elliott Nash. Hawaii DC, Old Dominion. He had a decent defense at Old Dominion, it looks like. No fly zone. Tackling fundamentals is pretty good. Extra DC training is nice. +1 in the first quarter. Third down. I'm leaning toward Nash, but we don't have any alignment. I mean, I don't have any alignment with Saunders either. Why did I choose balanced zone? I like Elliott Nash. Let me look at just the 3-4 guys. These two ain't bad. Cole Levy, Utah head coach. Yeah, they made the playoff, got bounced, then couldn't reach that high again. He got fired. Goes to Marshall, defensive coordinator. Does okay. What skill badges you got? Speed kills, sure. Pass rusher recruiter, okay. Setting the tone is good. Professor, I don't care about. Roughing the passer. Yeah, I think I'm out on Cole Levy. James Francois. Oh, dear Lord, he has bounced around. Syracuse, Oregon State, Ball State, UCF. Georgia said that's just get him out of here. I think Brady Lomax, like Ohio won the MAC, and the 80 opinion still dropped. I mean, he didn't do terrible. He has like no training attributes, which I can kind of live with. +2 tackling pursuit, sure. Pass rusher recruiter, okay. Corner recruiter, blitzer, D line recruiter. So yeah, he's just a really good recruiter, which I think is really good. Blitzkrieg and tackling fundamentals, I like. I think it's Brady Lomax. I think we have found our defensive coordinator. I would like him on a 3-year contract because I think I like him more than the offensive coordinator. We have to pay $550,000 to Jace Casey to fire him. That's fine. Okay. So that's our staff. We retain Derek Bowie, who was the offense coordinator before we got here, and we hire Brady Lomax away from Ohio. We're doing air raid, we're doing pass heavy, and then we're doing 3-4. Aggressive zone, definitely, because Lomax has 2 blitz skill badges. I think that is our scheme of choice. Let's rock and roll. All right, league coaching changes. So, who took my job in the Big 12? Ricardo Berry, the offensive coordinator at Toledo, took my job. He's a new head coach, just had his first year. Did the the defensive coordinator also left, Chandra. Oh, that's really bad for Baylor because he was really good, I think. And he goes to TCU. Did the Baylor head coach leave? No, he stayed. Okay. Any retirements of note? Purdue head coach retired. That's why they were hiring. Same with Coastal Carolina. All right. Let us advance to week. Man, we're losing Henry Lyles. Well, let me go ahead and just cross out the note I made about moving him to offensive line. He's going to the draft. I'm going to be honest with you, Henry. That's a bad decision. I could get you drafted in like the first round. Okay. Graduating players, obviously, I don't really care about. I have no experience with any of these people. But that really sucks. Lyles was going to be like our best O lineman, and he leaves. But now we have player transfers. This could get ugly because Vandy just had a 1-win season, and we're a new coach walking in the door. Oh boy. I hope the player transferring number is under like 15. If it's under that, I can live with it. But there was the famous, it's 11. Okay, we'll figure that out. There was the famous time, I think it was last series I did when we jumped to Fresno State, and I think I had like 22 players want to transfer. Okay. So 11 players want to leave our storied program. Let's go position by position. Quarterback. Adam Cunningham wants to leave. I am going to let him leave because he's also going to pay me $2 million. Done. Julian Hackett is our QB next year. I don't love any of these guys enough to convince him to stay. Oh, good. We have like no available NIL money. Very good. Oh, that's right. Because when you take a head coaching job, it removes the players from the target list. So I can't see. Yeah, because no one's in the target list. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we're losing 3 guys in our QB room. Guillermo Small may be our backup QB next year, which is kind of terrifying. But yeah, I mean, all 3 of those guys can leave. Running backs. So Solomon is our running back 1. That's obvious. And then I like Ingram a lot. I am not against moving Jeffrey Hardy to wide receiver, but I don't know if he'd play that much at wide receiver, if we're being honest. Pollard, I don't like. Wilkins, I think, might be okay. He's just not athletic, and he has really terrible potential. Emilio, what would he want? 50 carries. I mean, he's not getting that. His ball security is a 68. No. Okay, so all 3 of the running backs are leaving. Wide receiver, I see one name, Kiernan Suero, who the AI redshirted. I would like to keep him. 50% of snaps. I mean, I like him more than Jeffries. So then it comes down to like those guys. And we're going to do air raid. So yeah, he'll get that. He'll get that. Easy. Easy. Okay, I do though have 11, 12 wide receivers. I need to cut some of the younger guys. Avery could become good. His potential sucks, but I'm definitely cutting Logan Weaver. And I'm going to cut Kelvin Eaton coming off of his redshirt year. I'll keep Stephen Day. I like the athleticism enough to where in a couple years he could become a contributor, but those 2 need to go. I'll keep Avery for depth. Man, the AI just did not value ball skills with these groups, huh? All right. Tight end. Fernando Yarbo wants to transfer, and I am inclined to let him. Unless I want to move him to O-lineman. Playing 30% of snaps. Honestly, with this O-line group, like, he might, but his blocking is just really terrible. So that's what worries me about making the playing time promise. But I mean, listen, if he has to be our tight end 1 for 1 season, I don't think that's the end of the world. I'm going to make him that promise. Where do I even want to? Yeah, I'll make him the promise and then figure it out. Suggs, I'll keep. Beasley, I will cut. Okay, offensive line. No one wants to transfer because everyone graduated. I don't think I can afford to cut anyone. I'm just going to keep everybody and hope and pray. Kicker, I do not need 4 kickers. So that's just kind of where we're at. Roach is going to redshirt, so he's exempt from this conversation. Blaine Larson doesn't have that great power, but he's really accurate. Rasmussen, I think, could be okay. So I think Connor English, unfortunately, is the odd man out here. And then Blaine Larson will take punts, probably. So yeah. think English is gone. Do I also just cut Rasmussen? Like, he was okay this year. Missed a couple medium and one short. But similarly, like if Blaine Larson's power doesn't move, we're in deep trouble. I think I keep D-line. Nobody wants to transfer. I'm getting rid of the F potential redshirted freshman. And I'm getting rid of the D potential redshirted freshman. I think everyone else can stay because we're going to need all the help we can get. Linebacker. Everybody wants to stay. Fair enough. Man, how do you have such good IQ but suck at everything else? Phoenix Jenkins, the JUCO, he'll probably play. Just looking at this list. Frost will cut. I have 12 free cuts. I've used 7. So I think we'll be okay there. Everybody else can stay, including these terrible young guys, I guess. Or actually, nah, Brian Green can go. And can Joe Connolly. I'm trimming the linebacker room to ribbons right now. Okay, corner. Here is the room. What do you want? 40% of snaps, done. What do you want? 40% of snaps, maybe. What do you want? 40%. Okay. So Maxwell John is obviously staying. He has 100 man coverage. He's quick. Duh. Terry, similar thing, but eh. I mean, I'd like to keep all 3 if I could. The problem is the snap percentage thing is bugged, and so I can't see how many they truly got. Like in an ideal world, if I can keep all 3, I can keep all 3. And then I won't have to worry about corner, really. But also, I acknowledge we're going to a zone scheme. And neither 3 of these guys are really good at zone. So that's about where we're at. I think I'm going to cut Raphael Tucker. Or no. I guess won't have enough corners. Because if I don't keep both of these guys and the transfer market for corners is bad, then we're just screwed. I think of the 2, Terry is the one to keep because he has better potential, better tackler, better man. So I think Terry, we're going to promise 40%. Because I don't really want to pay any of these guys because I don't know how much money I'll truly have in the bag. So I think Jose Hill, we're going to let walk. I think Jose Hill, we're going to let walk, and we're going to hope to find something in the transfer room. Safety. Oh, yeah, I guess I could move. Ooh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's my fix. I move the safeties. That's my fix. So who would I want at corner? I think I need. So Levi Samuel, I would prefer to stay at safety because he's just that good. Bradley Weaver, I wouldn't mind moving. Neely can't really tackle. Well, excuse me, he can cover a lot better though. Jaden Wallace, not Rainey. I mean, the problem with Neely is his speed is a 68. So he might get burned a bunch. Jaden Wallace, though, gets me a zone guy. What if I move both? Honestly, let's do so. Though, if I do that, my top two safeties next year are seniors. Honestly, yeah. So here's what we're going to do both Weaver and Neely, I am going to move to corner. That gives me Levi Samuels corner one, then Jaden Wallace, who's a good tackler, good coverage, safety two. Braxton Rainey, you're just not good, are you? Oh boy. Okay, so that's my list. So, of the potential transfers, of the 11 transfers, I am retaining four of them. John and Terry are going to get 40% of snaps easy. Suero, I think, will get 50% of snaps. He's a young guy, decent speed, good catching. I want to keep him. Yarborough, I think, is really the only question mark. I think, honestly, instead of snaps, I'm just going to pay him $870,000. Because whether I move him to O line or keep him as a tight end, I think that money will be worth it. We're also getting $2 million back from Cunningham leaving, so I think that is worth it. And everyone else leaves. Okay, so 7 transfer outs. I think Jose Hill is maybe the only one that could come back to burn us, but I'm moving Weaver and Neely to corner, so I think that fixes itself. 9 cuts are being made. Connor English, he wasn't a great punter, and I don't need 4 kickers on the roster. And then everyone else has bad potential or wouldn't really play. Maybe I keep Kelvin Eaton, but why? Because I'm losing what? One above him. So right now, Eaton is my 9th wide receiver. I suppose I'll keep him. I'll be nice. All right, but those are my cuts. So we're down to 71 out of 85. And I physically cannot see who the AI offered scholarships to, because when you take over for a coaching role, it wipes the target list. So I can't see how many. But that's our list. That is our list. The AI currently has 2.3 million in outstanding NIL to recruit. So I think job number one is figuring that out. But hey, I'm just happy I finally have a head coaching gig. It only took what? 1 year at New Mexico State, 3 years at Louisiana Tech, 4 years at Baylor. So 8 years total. Not bad. All right, draft. I think we only had 1 or 2 players that would have made it. And I'm still mad that Henry Lyles declared. Like, dude, if you would have let me move you to O lineman as a senior, he's going in the first round. I'm just saying. Transfer portal. How many people left Baylor? Wow. They kept everyone. Okay. All right. Hall of Fame inductees, Ring of Honor inductees, yada 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 yada. Christopher Collier and his stupidness. Where'd he get drafted? Round 1, pick 1. Yep. Yes, sir. Okay. Let's advance to the transfer portal. Everybody take a moment. Take a breath. Breathe. Let's drink some water. Okay. So, first things first, let's look at outstanding offers. The AI has offered 7 players. Let me go through this list really quick. Fernando Edwards looks decent. We'll keep his offer in NIL. Santiago Long I mean, he wants to be a star. He'll never really play. I'll come back to you. Alejandro Finney, 1.2 million. I don't know if I like him that much. Devin Hill, no. Will revoke his offer in NIL. The reason I'm revoking the offer in NIL as opposed to just not sign the player is I would rather take the integrity hit but get my money back. So these guys were just too far back on. Eduardo Hicks. I mean, sure, he's a hidden gem, but he's a 2-star prospect and he has A- potential. Have we committed any 2-stars up to this point? Yes, Roach. Okay. I don't love it, but so be it. I think the big question then is, do I want 1.2 million or do I want a potential QB of the future in Alejandro Finney? $1.2 million is a lot of money, but also similarly, our QB room, like Julian Hackett's our QB next year, and then we have no succession plan. Like Guillermo Small, I don't think is ever going to hit because his potential is low. Same thing with Marcelo Ray. Might not be a bad idea to go after Alejandro Finney. That said, we are now down to 1 million. We're not going to be able to transfer in anyone, dude. We're not going to be able to transfer anyone. We're not going to have the money. I think for now, I will hold it as is with these four. Oh, auto recruiting is turned on from when I was a coordinator. Goodbye. There's no way to like wipe my target list, is there? That's a shame. All right. So, what I will do next is I will go through this first off-season recruiting transfer week off stream, get everything organized, get the money spent out how I want it, and we'll go from there. So I think that's going to take me a good minute, and I want to be able to focus and get set on everything. So I think at the moment I am going to keep these four recruits on our lists. I think maybe I punt on Santiago Long, but actually, yeah. The more that I think about it, I don't want him. All right. So yeah, I think I'll hold on to these three. Alejandro Finney, I mean, he might be the QB of the future. He might not. 1.2 million is steep. Did he even care about NIL? Ish. All right. So I will take care of the first transfer portal stuff off stream. I'll get the target list organized, figure out what transfers I want to bring in, and go from there. But hey, happy days. We finally have a head coaching job. It took 8 years as being the offensive coordinator at 3 different schools. We made the playoffs. We won the conference with Louisiana Tech, numerous bowl wins. Pretty good as an offensive coordinator, but I think it was definitely time to take a head coaching role. We're at Vanderbilt, a team that has been horrendous in this series so far, and we are going to try to build them up to becoming an SEC threat for the first time. Thank you all for watching. Tomorrow we will be back with the Colorado Rockies rebuild. So this series will resume next week, where we will go through the off season and take a good long look at our first ever head coaching season. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.